Hello there folks in Cyberland. We're going to take a wee look at what makes a good photograph. Basically it's composition tips. It's something that you're taught when you first start to teach, when you first learn photography, is how to compose a photograph. What's actually in, when you're looking through your viewfinder or your video on your camera, your composition is what's in the frame of that photograph. So, as I said, we're looking at what makes a good photograph, okay? And before I go through all these composition guides, just to let you know, you can take or leave these. It's just that it's good that you've got the knowledge that they exist, okay? The first wee slide is fairly straightforward. Take your time when you're taking a photograph. You know, think about what you're taking. Avoid making too quick and moving too quick and taking blurry photos. So basically, as I always tell people in the workshop, regardless if you're using a phone, a camera, or whatever, when you take a photograph, get a wee second, folks. You've started a process. You've started a process. When you press that release button, you've started a process. It takes megaseconds to happen, but it's only a couple of seconds. You stand there for a wee second and then move, and that decreases the chances of the photograph becoming blurry quite a bit. Keep a photograph simple. You know what I mean? If you're taking a photograph, if you're away taking a photograph of your friend or whatever, and you want mountains and that in the background, make sure there's none cars or anything else going by or that deflects the attention to what you want the actual photograph to say. Okay. And the first guide we're going to look at is point of view. And point of view is quite straightforward. Point of view, you're taking a photograph. Most people take it straight on. Look to the side, move down a bit, look up that way, take a photograph. Take a photograph. Look down the way, take a photograph. You know, just mixes it up, makes the photograph a wee bit more interesting. Remember folks, you're using a digital camera. A digital camera, you can take as many, the limitations you've got in the amount of photographs you can take is the size of your memory card and how much power you've got in your camera. You know, and usually you should always have your camera powered up or good strong batteries in it before you go out to take photographs anyway. And a memory card can take thousands of can hold thousands of photographs. So basically just mix it up. I'll give a couple of examples here. We see two photographs of the Eiffel Tower, right? This one here is a traditional photograph, right? And there's nothing the matter with that photograph, nothing the matter with it at all. It's a good, strong, sharp photograph, and it does what it says in the tin, really. It's a run-of-the-mill, really, photograph of the Eiffel Tower that everybody goes to Paris. But this year, somebody's in the presence of mind to go and change their point of view and start to look at the structure of the Eiffel Tower, and it gives you a sort of a feeling of the scale in that as well. You know, it gives you more insight. But again, it's your own, photography, like any other art, is subjective. So I mean, there's lots of people who prefer that, and there's lots of people who prefer that. There's no right or wrong in it. Okay, folks. The next wee one we're going to talk about is leading lines. Leading lines. Just to tell you folks, all these composition techniques derive from the great artists. They developed them long before there was any photographers. They used them in their paintings. And leading lines is just basically what it says, is lines leading in, and they can be man-made lines and they can be natural. So what a road is a leading line, a fence is a leading line. The canal, a river, as in this photograph here, as you can see, the river is, the photographers intentionally took this photograph for the river to lead you right into where the main point of focus, which is the mountain. So basically what it does at its best is let your mind wander into the photograph. So as if you're taking a journey within the photograph to the point where the photographer is wanting you to focus on. So there's a nice example, and again I'll read a couple of examples here again. If we look here, we have in photography you need a bit of luck as well, well, I don't know if they've waited about a couple of nights or whatever and they saw that the moon's always there, but it seems to me that they're on a long journey, and I wasn't meaning to this photograph, by the way. They're on a long journey, and they've noticed I stopped the motor and used the leading lines to lead you right up to the main point of focus on this here, and which is as I was explaining, this is a brilliant shot, and luck as well, because you need to be there when that happens. But there's a whole lot going on here. The leading lines, obviously, and there's other composition techniques at play as well, including symmetry, as well. But it's a fantastic shot. This shot here is of a pair leading into, sort of, to me it feels as if it's leading into affinity. It seems as if it's got some sort of divinity feel to it, you know what I mean? It's a very, for me, and it's a very, very peaceful photograph, and it's leading you right into it, you know what I mean? Into that peaceful scene, that lovely pastel colours of the sky and that, and it reminds me of the Scottish Highlands, because you get that beautiful pastel colours. If the photograph was took from the side, that side or that side, it wouldn't be a bad photograph, but this just helps the effect, this just leads you in, and what we're trying to do is create photographs where if they're in an exhibition, or you put them on social media or whatever, we're constantly bombarded these days with images, photographs. Now everybody's got a phone, everybody's posting photographs, right? But for the most part you just start flying through them, but there's always that one photograph that jumps out at you and you go, wow, that's really, really good. And the chances is they've used some composition techniques to do that. It's just the way the human eye works. It's just way we're attracted. There may be a mathematical equation about it, but I haven't got that. I don't really want it either. This here is a beautiful shot. This is one of my own, and it's a loose interpretation of leading lines, but it is still nonetheless it is leading lines, and it's an Inch Cailleach on Loch Lomond when the bluebells are out, and I've used the shadows of the leading lines to lead you along the bluebells and along through the woods and into the light. It was a beautiful serene scene. If you ever get the chance, go and see Inch Cailleach just at Balmaha. You get the wee boat for a £5 return from Balmaha across when the bluebells are in about end of March, start of April. It's bucket list thing. It's beautiful. Okay, and that's the first two composition rules. We'll go on to the next one shortly.